Liverpool are in Nottingham this evening to face the side who are already writing this season's most unlikely story. Forest have 40 points so far after 20 games, and 3 more tonight would put them right in this title race. Arne Slot and his players are ready this evening, and after missing the last 2 Premier League games, Dominic Szoboszlai is back in the starting lineup tonight. Can he bring the energy we've seen from him so often this season? Nottingham Forest against Liverpool is tonight's main bill, and we will have live audio commentary on LFC TV from 8 o'clock. Good evening to you. It is third versus first in the Premier League tonight, and we are live right here on LFC TV as we look ahead to what is a massive night at the very top of this Premier League table. Ronnie Whelan and Sammy Lee are alongside me. They know just what it takes to push to the line in a title race. Their thoughts are to come right after we've headed to the City Ground. Now Rob Jones and David Thompson can bring us full details of Liverpool's starting 11 for this one.
In town tonight, a real crackle in the air around the city of Nottingham. They are absolutely flying in the Premier League, but still everyone is trying to catch Liverpool top of the table, and Arne Slot makes just the one change from the last Premier League game, which was that 2-2 draw against Manchester United at Anfield. Dominic Szoboszlai back into the 11 tonight in place of Curtis Jones. So the Liverpool 11 in full. It is Alisson in goal, having missed that FA Cup victory over Accrington, with Quevin Kelleher deputising on Saturday. It's the same back four that started the game between these two at Anfield earlier in the season. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ibrahima Konate, Virgil van Dijk and Andy Robertson. In front of that, Ryan Gravenberch alongside Alexis McAllister, who makes his 150th Premier League appearance. Mo Salah has only failed to score or assist in 2 Premier League games this season. One of them was that game against Nottingham Forest at Anfield. It'll be Szoboszlai in the number 10 position, Cody Gakpo from the left, with Luis Diaz leading the line, the likes of Diogo Jota and Federico Chiesa, both goal scorers in the FA Cup on Saturday, are amongst the substitutes tonight. Alongside me this evening is David Thompson for what is a huge game in Liverpool's season.
Absolutely huge. Obviously there's a lovely story to the match here. Notts Forest unbeaten in 6 games and looking to close the gap on Liverpool and declare themselves as title challengers, but it's going to be a really tricky game tonight. I can see it be. I think we did the game last year, didn't we? Am I right in thinking? And yeah, it was a really tricky game. I think it'll be much the same tonight. Interesting that a lot, because of, I think, the romance, the pre-match chat has been about Forest, and if Forest win, they might well be in a title race. If Liverpool win, you would say Forest are gone, and it's pretty much just about Arsenal in terms of their contenders for the title. Yeah, you'd like to think so. This is an opportunity for Liverpool to sort of put distance between themselves and Arsenal, and then obviously kick on into the game that was cancelled and maybe go 12 points clear. I think that would be an impossible situation for anyone to claw back, especially coming into February. But yeah, it's going to be a really interesting game, one that I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be a really high volatile match, and one that I'm really looking forward to.
What about the one change then? What do you think that Arne Slot feels Dominic Szoboszlai can give Liverpool that Curtis Jones maybe can't?
Well, I think obviously he's had a little rest for a couple of games. He did have the virus, but his last performance over at Spurs I thought was magnificent. I think the way him and Diaz linked up in that position, Diaz creating a space and Szoboszlai exploiting that, and they really worked on that, and you could tell it worked so well, and I think it'll be trying to exploit that situation again today, because if you look at it, Notts Forest will be very rigid. You know, they'll get men behind the ball and they'll try to send us out wide, and they'll try to compact that space. So it's up to us to try to create space and exploit it when we do get that opportunity. Yeah,
because it's really interesting actually when we talk about Szoboszlai and that Spurs game that you mentioned, that this could well be the polar opposite tonight, that it felt like Szoboszlai was flicking the ball or knocking the ball into big gaps behind Tottenham's high line. There'll be no high line tonight from Forest.
No, there won't be any high line. And the only space that you'll get is probably in these areas. If Liverpool are attacking this third, it'll be in these areas. But what they try to do is lock you in down the sides, and then they try, once you are down the side, they try to force you back. So the only opportunities will be go back to the full-back or go back to the centre-halves. They're going to have plenty of the ball today. It's how they use it. I think it'll be difficult from open play. There'll be very limited opportunities, but I can see us, breaking them down from a set piece.
Is it a case just of being patient and not trying to force the issue? Because that's almost what Forest want you to do, is chuck too many players forwards.
Yeah, they do, and you know they've got pace in attack there with Alanga and Gibbs wide. You know, they could go right long into Chris Wood and get the knockdown, and they work from there, and he's been absolutely clinical this year, hasn't he? But I think if they have got one danger on the counter-attack, it is at the pace of Alanga. I mean, he's really superb. I was speaking to Stephen Reid before the game about him, and you know, he's got a great attitude, he's got a great engine on him, and he likes to be very direct. So Liverpool have got to be careful about him.
Just a final word then. I mentioned that there were goals on the bench, and it would have been a morale booster for Jota and Chiesa in particular to score on Saturday. Darwin Núñez, who scored the winner here last year, is suspended. But I know we keep saying this, but it feels like another little spell where Liverpool are really going to need their squad.
Yeah, there was a lot of games obviously in December, and we've come through that. You know, we tailed off a little bit towards the end of December. November was a great month for us. So yeah, I think it's about utilising the squad, but it'd be nice to see one or two players coming in to boost the squad and you know, sort of take us to the next level. But yeah, we're doing well. The manager's managing the squad really well. He's doing the rotation thing. Everybody seems to be bubbling away, just, you know, at a good level of form. And you know, we've got Mo Salah on the pitch, you've got Cody Gakpo on the pitch, and I think they've been immense this season. They've been really, you know, on another planet.
Well, perhaps we might see a little bit of rotation in the next couple of midweeks with the job almost done in the Champions League, but certainly not here tonight. Nottingham Forest absolutely flying, and we'll bring you details of their team very shortly.
They are flying indeed. It feels like a massive game, this one. We've had our eye on it for quite a few weeks. I think Arne Slot's had his eye on this one since obviously the reverse fixture at Anfield. But you're looking forward to getting your teeth into this one, Ronnie?
These are the games I used to love. I'm sure Sammy did as well. You know how big they are. You know they've beat you at Anfield. You just want to get back at them, really. The team is set out for me. This is going to go and win the game. But we need, they were saying it, talking there, the lads, we need to be very, very patient. I don't think we were patient the game at Anfield, and we just kept playing into their hands, and then they attacked us whenever they broke. They only had 30% possession, did they, at Anfield? So it wasn't. Yeah. But we didn't play great that day. I'm sure that the lads are really, really up for this and want to win this.
Yeah, we obviously anticipated it. A lot of changes from the weekend, Sammy. It is 9 in total. The vast majority of tonight's starting lineup fully rested from the weekend, which is obviously great going into this one.
Very much so, Beck. And I think, as Tomo alluded to before, because of the amount of games, because of the game load, we need to utilise everybody within that squad, you know. And as we've said on many, many occasions, yes, they want to play every game, but at the end of the day, that can't be the case. His coaching staff and his medical staff, they have to monitor every bit of minute that goes in, all the outputs, and everyone will get a chance because we're in all these competitions. And what I've liked about it is when they have been called upon, they produced. A couple of young lads came in as well at the weekend in the cup game, so they got there, because potential needs opportunity, and the guys come on, McConnell, you know, Dan's came back on, which is great to see, you know. So we're going to need all these players, and we're going to need them ready to go. And that's been the pleasing thing for me, Rich, is that whenever they've been called upon, they look as if they've been ready and straight into the action.
Yeah, let's speak about somebody who did play at the weekend, one of the few Liverpool players who was involved against Accrington Stanley, who starts tonight. Dominic Szoboszlai got 45 minutes at the weekend. Obviously has missed a few games, initially through suspension, one game, and then latterly illness. Great to see him getting back to full fitness. Yeah,
when you see his name on the team sheet, you're thinking, yeah, there's vitality. He does, you know, he wants to go, he wants to run. He's all over the place, defending, attacking. I like him as a footballer. When he got injured last season, he didn't come back as well. Yeah. We've started really, really well, and then didn't come back the same. And I know it's not been that long of a break, but he has had a niggling injury. Then he's ill. I hope he gets back up to speed very, very quickly, because he can be a great asset to the team.
He's like the glue. He mixes the midfield to the attack. He gets in between the lines in the number 10 position, and he does the Robbie role for me. He does fantastic for us, creating chances, and we're going to need that tonight against the low block. I think his ingenuity, his guile, his craft, hopefully will open up a few chances for us today.
It's his engine as well, isn't it?
Yes.
It's the energy that he brings to this side, Ronnie.
Box to box.
Massive.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's box to box. One minute he's defending, next minute he's scoring a goal in the other end. He was magnificent against Tottenham. Yeah. So it's great to have him back. But There's a few we're seeing there, aren't we, getting off the bus?
Yeah, well, Kostas Tsimikas and Federico Chiesa on the bench tonight. But let's speak about Federico Chiesa, because he would fancy getting on, I would imagine. A spring in his step after the first goal for him for Liverpool at the weekend, Sammy.
Yeah, it was nice to see him get on, to be honest. Yeah, everyone's asked questions, where is he, what's wrong, what's been the problem with him. But he got on, scored his goal, and I have to say to you, everybody in that ground was so pleased for the guy, because he obviously wants to do well. He's told ever since he's come in, he wants to perform for the club, he wants to do well. So it's nice for him to get the opportunity. Whatever the issues have been, whether it be injuries or lack of fitness, nice to see him come on and score his goal.
But it was also great to see the bench, the manager, the coaches, the players. They were all celebrating. They seemed very delighted that he had finally played and scored a goal.
Yeah, he's had a tough time, hasn't he, since joining. Let's speak about the forward line that does start tonight. Obviously, Mo Salah, Cody Gakpo, Luis Diaz. You anticipate Luis Diaz being through the middle again, Sammy?
You would think so. But again, the good thing about that is that they can rotate.
Yeah.
You know, and for the opposition, as we said on many occasions, they don't know which way they're going to come at them. We know Mo's going to be on the right-hand side, but the interaction between, Gakpo and Diaz has been fantastic. And I'd say Gakpo scored in his last 3 games, so he's obviously going to be a starter. So whichever position he's going to be in or start in, we know that there'll be movements, and that will create difficulties for the Forest opposition, who are very stingy in letting goals in, to be perfectly honest with you. So we're going to need that guile, that craft, that rotation, that mismatch of players in there to go and cause them problems.
Diogo Jota, obviously a great option to have from the bench, and he's got a really good record against Nottingham Forest as well. 4 goals in 4 games for Diogo. But after playing the full 90 at the weekend, Ronnie, you would imagine that they've been so careful with his minutes, haven't they? And there's every need to be, in a way. When you've got Cody Gakpo and Luis Diaz in great form, there's no need to rush him, is there?
He has been unfortunate as well, hasn't he, Jota? Coming back, then gets injured again, comes back, gets injured again. That's not what you... ideal for a footballer. You just want to be playing every week. For me, I love him as a centre forward. I love him as a number 10. He's also good on the wing. I've said it many a time now on Liverpool TV. He's a pest for anybody. He puts himself across big centre backs. You want to go and have a fight with them. He causes major problems for defences. And he scores goals. And for a relatively small guy, which is not easy for me to say, he does well in the air. His aerial battles.
He does. He gets his fair share of headers, doesn't he?
And he contests balls in the air, which, as you say, for the opposition, it's a pest to play against.
Well, we said this is a big night, and let's show you the Premier League table. This underlines exactly just how big it is. Liverpool, as we know, of course, are top, but Forest only 6 points behind in third. I mean, does a win tonight, Sammy, keep Forest out of that title chat? Have they really got what it takes to go the whole distance?
I'm reluctant to say that, Becca. I'll let other people say that.
We looked at each other when they were talking about when
what it does, if we beat them tonight, it keeps them 3 more points away from us, but there's still an awful lot of football to be played. And you've heard me say this before, maybe my conservatism as a coach, there's a lot of football yet to be played, but one thing's for sure, it's a vital game for us. We're 6 points ahead of them with a game in hand. If we beat them tonight, hopefully we will, then obviously that keeps them further away from us. But I've got to be honest here, I would never ever say they were completely out of the running.
We don't want to jinx ourselves,
no, not at all. No, we've got enough to worry about with ourselves,
We have. I mean, obviously, Ronnie, of course, they are the only team in the league to have beaten Liverpool so far this season. Unfortunately, we are going to show you that one goal. It was, of course, from Callum Hudson-Odoi back in September at Anfield, exactly 4 months ago today, actually. This was a game where Forest had just 30% of the possession. Does it feel like Liverpool have got a bit of a score to settle because of this result?
Most definitely, they've got a score to settle. I remember when I played against lesser teams, and if they beat you, they would be so happy. They'd be. It was just not nice at all. Now Liverpool have got a chance here to go out tonight and go, hang on, we're the big boys. We're the ones who win competitions and cups and cup finals and leagues. We'll show you tonight. I'd love if they go out with the attitude of, we'll show you tonight that we're better than you. And you're going to have to go a long way to get alongside us if you want. But they scored a good goal, and they've every chance that they could do it again, because if you push too many men forward, they will break and they'll hit you. They talked about pace, Langer does. Pace can kill you on the break.
It was a surprise, that one, because Callum Hudson-Odoi and Anthony Elanga did not start, and then obviously came on, and that was a bit of a curveveball that sprung on that day. They do start this evening, Sammy.
Yeah, well, it shouldn't be a curveball, to be honest, because at the end of the day, I'm sure they'll have looked at the strengths and weaknesses in the build-up to the game. Liverpool know the strengths and weaknesses of them, both on the pitch, the starting 11, and on the bench. So it shouldn't be a curveball. But one thing's for sure is, to go back to what you're saying before, to your point, we have got to score to settle, and as much as that they beat us at home, it's the next game, so we need to be positive tonight. We need to get the upper hand in tonight. And again, as the boys alluded to on the pitch side before, we're going to have to be patient, because as you said before, 32-3% at Anfield. Percentage doesn't win games, possession doesn't win games anymore.
Yep.
You know, it's about scoring goals. You know, them days of Barcelona dictating, dominating possession and winning most games. Possession used to be, you know, you won games. That's not the case anymore.
OK, thank you, lads. It was a massive boost, wasn't it, to everyone to see Ibou Konate back for the Manchester United game, and after sitting out most of the League Cup semi-final first leg and not being involved in the FA Cup either, he is raring to go tonight for this one.
Good, not 100%, but I just work on it to come back and to fix my knee really fit, because I knew a great game was coming, and when I saw the injury of Joe Gomez, I hope he will come back very quick, because he is a very important player for us. I just try to do everything to come back quicker, because the game was so important and I want to play against Man United as well. But now we are here to come back 100%.
I guess it's quite frustrating having to watch games from afar on the sidelines.
This was the worst for me. This was the worst. Sometimes I didn't want to watch the game, but I have to, because when I am on the bench, behind the bench, my leg is just shaking, because I really want to be on the pitch with the boys, you know. But yes, this sometimes happens, and we just have to be patient. To be on the pitch, you have the pressure, you have some stress, but for a football player, I think this feeling is unbelievable.
Talk to me about the relationship with the defence. You have such a good understanding, no matter whether you've been out for too long or just a short period.
Yeah, no. We know how to play, you know, we really know how to play. And for me, I think the manager trusts me, because I was injured for 6 weeks. I just trained one time with the team and I play, and I think because we know how to defend together and how to play, I was not lost on the pitch, you know. Just need more reason. But yeah, I think the mentality and our squad is really together, and we just have to keep this, to keep going this season.
It must give you confidence to have that belief from the manager.
Yes, of course, for sure. After the most important thing for a player is to trust himself, you know, because everyone can trust you, but if you don't trust yourself, this will not help you.
And it's a big week now in the Premier League with 2 away games, but starting with Nottingham Forest, obviously having a great season.
Everyone knows Forest, how is it to play there. Even last season when we played there, we won at the last minute, but the game was tough, and they have a great team, especially this season. And I think they surprised a lot of teams, and especially us, because we lost the first game. But now we go there and we know what we want to do, and we have to work very hard, because we know this will be a tough game. But we just have to be calm, to be patient, and to think game about game. And the next game we start, and after we will think about the next game. Yeah, I think the Premier League is the hardest league in the world, because against every team is so hard, you know. And I think this is a problem for everyone, you know, because you play every team, and you don't have one game to relax, you know. And when I think about when I was in Bundesliga or when I was in the other league, you have some game, you know, when you can, okay, we will chill, it's fine. But in Premier League, you have no time for this. You have to work and train and every time be focused, because every game is so hard.
They are indeed, and tonight is another tough one ahead for Ibou Konate, who starts this evening. He's one of the biggest characters in the Liverpool squad, Ibou Konate, and puts a whole new spin there on no easy games being in the Premier League. He says he almost chilled out in some games in Germany. You cannot afford to do that in this league, Ronnie, especially not against teams like Forest.
Happy-go-lucky lad, isn't he? He loves the interviews. Yeah. It is right now. The game's changed that much that there is no easy game. Honestly, you can even... I know Southampton are adrift at the bottom, but we struggled against them, didn't we, for a long period?
City did as well, yeah.
And then you come up against your Ipswiches at the start of the season, and we struggled against them as well. So no game is ever a gimme now for Liverpool. They have to go out and they've got to do the job properly from the start, the players. If they don't, then it gets much more harder. And I think if they don't do it properly tonight, it will be very, very difficult, especially if they give away a goal. You don't want to give a goal away early on and then be struggling again, and teams breaking on you. They can stay like solid in the back and then break on you again. But he was delighted to be back, and it's great to have him back.
We're delighted to have him back indeed. I mean, no surprise that he is back. Obviously, he didn't get any minutes at the weekend against Accrington Stanley. The boss probably really wanting to protect him. That injury to Joe Gomez in mind as well at the moment, Sammy.
Yes, we're a bit light there, you know, as he alluded to before. And as he said, he's not 100% yet, you know. But again, I always go back to the fact that that is the skill of the backroom staff to monitor the minutes that these guys are going to be playing, you know, and hopefully he'll be fully up for it tonight, because I think he referred to it before. That's why this is the best league in the world, because it's the most competitive. And again, as Ronnie said before, anybody at any given moment can beat any team. Just got to make sure that tonight, and I'm sure the approach will be 100%, because it's going to be difficult, but if we approach it right, keep that clean sheet back, which I keep on going on about, then we'll win the game. Yeah,
we're seeing footage of Arne Slot there arriving at the City ground. I mean, Ibou Konate's importance to the boss, Ronnie, I think was underlined with that Manchester United game, because he was straight back in the team after one training session and 6 weeks out.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't know how they do it. In our time, we'd play in the reserves at 2 or 3 games and be ready.
Yeah.
Obviously, the training they do, the work they do, is all geared up to get them back playing straight away. You'd know better than me about the whole coaching side of all that.
Yeah, but also I think he alludes to the fact that the understanding between the back four or back five, whichever it is, so obviously they're very well aligned with each other, you know, so when someone does step in, hopefully it's not that demanding in terms of, like, you know, what they're going to face. They know it's going to be a difficult game, but their understanding of and their awareness of each other's positions, I think it's key. It's key to it whenever you have to bring a player in, whether it be through injury or whether through you wanting to get minutes. Crucial, as I said before, that we're very comfortable in the system, what they're playing. They all know each other's jobs, which I think is makes it easier to reintroduce a player. It's never easy, but easier.
Yeah, and he's a player who has had individually an outstanding season as well. Before he got injured, was playing it on a par with Virgil van Dijk, I would say.
I'm not going that far. He even frightens me to death sometimes when he's chasing someone down in the box and he leans on. Now, I know he's big and strong and that's what you're trying to do. But sometimes he put a little hand on his back and you think, oh, don't touch him. You don't see Virg going that far. But no, he was playing very, very well. And hopefully he comes back stronger now. I got a little bit of the fright there when he said, I'm not 100%. That sort of, why are you playing if you're not 100%? Yeah. But he said something about his knee as well, and but hopefully he'll be all right.
Yeah, well, he was missing for the games against Newcastle and Fulham and conceded 5 in 2 games. So that kind of shows sometimes the difference that he makes to this team, though, Sammy.
Well, he does, yeah, you know, and I have to say it, yeah, but I think that's what really means. I think we need him fully fit. We need all these guys fully fit because, again, the demands are huge and immense, you know, but I think he is key to us keeping clean sheets. He is key to us getting success, you know, and I think, as I said before, that's why we introduced him quite early with only one session.
Well, he does start tonight, does Ibou Konate, alongside Virgil van Dijk in the heart of that Liverpool defence. That is just about it from us for the first part of Matchday Live. It's time now to say goodbye to our viewers watching on social. If you do want to stay with us, though, visit liverpoolfc.com/watch. I think that URL should be on your screens right now to sign up to LFC TV. If you are staying with us, though, Arne Slot is on his way. After the break, we are going to hear from the boss. Then at 8 o'clock, we've got live audio commentary for you. Then we're back at 10 o'clock with all the post-match reaction to the game. And if you want to catch up on everything post-match, we have got the Reaction podcast. That is available for you tonight. It's also at midnight tonight. You can catch the full match replay on LFC TV. And tomorrow you can get an exclusive look of what went on behind the scenes of the game when Inside drops on our YouTube and Facebook channels. So Nuno Espirito Santo looking for what would be a club record 7th straight win in the top flight, but he knows what he is up against tonight.
Gravenbergs, Van Dijk, Konate, Trent, quality all over the place. Fantastic teams. They have shown not only in the Premier League but in Europe how good they are. It's about us realizing and face the game with the true respect that it's necessary to play against Liverpool.
Soboslai, goalkeeper's come, and he's got himself into a mess, and Mohamed Salah scores. Mohamed Salah always scores for Liverpool, and you just can't